I think that even if Kylie was super motherly or, you know, just being around her kids, I think she had the opportunity because she is so rich. If somebody were to tell me that she like spent as much time as my mom did with me as a kid, I would be completely shocked. Well, I guess she is that rich to just be like, yeah, I'm just not going to do anything for about a month.
And that's what she did. She like laid off of social media and like went to just take care of her kid.
That is the difference. She could just shut off for a full ass month and just be like,
more.
Just the fact that you have that option, period.
Mm-hmm. Itch.
I also, Jesus.
Looking at their little feller.
Porno.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
Just looking at stuff. I didn't look at any notifications or anything. I was playing League. I got notifications.
You okay, Lee?
Yeah.
You seem down in the dumps right now.
No.
No? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Just up in the regular old dumps.
It's normal everyday shit now, dude.
Yeah, brother.
Don't really got to worry about a whole lot at the moment.
That's good.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast where your three favorite idiots heard from a friend. My name's Lee.
Hello.
That's Steve. And that's Richard. And if you guys could do us a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Rate us on Spotify if you're listening to us there, and share us with any of your friends that you think would enjoy this hullabaloo hootenanny of a time we call our podcast. And
that's a lot of H words.
What else?
I don't know.
That's kind of about it. I don't think there's anything else YouTube-y that you guys have to do or that we would ask of you.
We're new at this.
Brand new.
Brand spanking new. Today.
But yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else. It's getting colder now in LA, which is nice.
Yay.
Well, nice and cozy. Yeah. Been wearing my pajama pants.
My knee be hurting because of it though.
Yeah, I wrapped mine.
I was like,
these guys are that special kind of old.
No, we just.
To be fair, I have an injured one, so
same.
It's like special kind of old with that age. Where that old injury just starts hurting. Mm-hmm.
I don't regret it.
Speaking of age, kind of age related. Did you guys see about what the issue or minor little hullabaloo that Rosanna Pansino's been getting she got into a little bit?
I know what you're talking about, but I'm just laughing at hullabaloo because you just used it twice.
Hullabaloo. I said hootenanny.
No, did you? I'm pretty sure you said hullabaloo too.
You said
either way, good word.
A lot of H's.
Wait, who's that?
Rosanna Pansino is a YouTuber who is predominantly well known for baking goods. She got really popular by doing nerdy baking goods like Mario mushroom cake or a Mario coin cake or something like that.
TikToker?
She just
YouTuber.
No, YouTuber. Yeah.
OG-ish.
Like old,
probably
pretty OG. Like 2000,
like 2012, 2014-ish.
Even earlier than that, I think. I knew about her before then. So I think she was just more niche back in the day. But then she kind of got a little bit more well known, mainly in the baking space. And those bitches range from like, especially what she was making. So it's like whatever niche community she was like kind of dipping into for the baking good, and then baking goods, just people that bake, and then like home ec people. And just that's like a whole like plethora of people. She got
really popular, like really good. I think she has her own show on Food Network. I could be wrong. If not, she was very prominent in it.
I think so.
Like, she's good.
Yeah.
What's her name again? Sorry,
Rosanna
Pansino. Rosanna
Pansino. She got really popular recently because of the whole like Mr. Beast thing and the whole there's something else that she was kind of talking about, but it's mainly Mr. Beast. She was the one that kind of like found out, and a lot of the ex-employees have been going to her about what was actually going on, and then she's the one that submitted all the like the chat logs that she had of him to the FBI because there was a lot of like really not so YouTube friendly things that were being shared or whatever in the text, in the text chat. That's what I was gonna say. But besides all that, she started a podcast. So apparently in her podcast, she shared that
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Ridiculous podcast. Yeah.
That she, because to relate to like the age thing, she had a dad. I don't think he passed of old age. I believe he did pass of like cancer.
Smoking my dead dad is the title of that shit.
Yes, that is what she did.
She smoked his ashes.
He's getting to it. Hold up.
I know, I can't explain it. So what happened is her dad was a real cool guy. Apparently, he was just really chill, real fun person. And he asked them to, when he passed, to use his ashes in the soil to grow a pot plant and then smoke him, basically. If they can do that for him. So after, I think she didn't even do it right away. I think it's been 4 to 5 years, and she's finally at where she's at, you know, and her success and everything like that. And she like had a grower or like a farmer specifically that is good, you know, with weed growing, and had them come over and they planted multiple plants. And they used the ashes in the soil, and then, as you know, the soil, you know, the plant used the soil and it grew, and they harvested recently. And that's the thing that she's been posting. And for her first episode is that she is so cute. She had
dad.
Yeah, she smoked some pot from her dad's plants, and she has like a little case of a bunch of joints all rolled up and everything. And she used pink rolling paper. And she had a little photo shoot with her just smoking and looking super pretty and cute with her joint, with her J's. It was really cool. And I like it. I think being a pothead and then kind of knowing my dad, he's not going to want to be cremated, but it would be cool. I think if something were like that to happen, it'd be cool
to smoke Ely.
People in my life, I already told my mom I want like people to have portions of me from like the ashes so they can decide what they want to do with it. Whatever they feel is best. If they want to keep it, if they want to put it in a plant, if they want to take it somewhere they think I would appreciate or something like that, then, you know, by all means. But it's only to people that I like really care about, basically.
Yeah, I think we had that talk, right? Of like, what would you want to do?
Yeah.
After we died, or like, what would you want us to do with your body? Because Steve, I know, wants to be cremated. You, I don't know. You said cremated them?
Cremated, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know yet, but honestly, I'm at the point where you just do whatever you want to my body. I don't care.
Yeah,
whatever I want.
You know what a sky burial is? I kind of want to do that. That sounds cool.
I don't think so.
A sky burial is where you just throw out the body into like the desert type of thing, and just have vultures and stuff like eat the body, because it's like giving back to
biodegradable.
Yeah.
But what about all the pieces in you that might have been added, like for surgeries and stuff like that? The things that aren't so biodegradable, do they just take them out of your body before they dump you?
I've said before that I wouldn't mind. Well, actually, I don't know if I have signed up, but being an organ donor. Yeah, I don't have the sticker on my ID, but I probably should get that soon. But I've heard some shit saying like, if you have that,
they let you die.
Be careful, because supposedly they let you die because they need more organs and shit. I'm like, that doesn't sound ethical. I feel like at all.
They take into consideration the likelihood of you surviving if they were to try to resuscitate you. But if you have a DRO or DNR, do not resuscitate. Yeah, then obviously they don't do it. But I think if you're not an organ donor, then I think I don't know. I feel like it's almost the same amount of effort, but I feel like if you are an organ donor, then I think they'll use the paddles maybe one less time on you. I'm pretty sure. So
we've done 2 out of 3. Should we keep going? Is he a pink sticker on his ID? Yeah. Cut it out. RPOG.
Yeah, my mom's always giving me shit for it now, because like obviously I have the motorcycle now.
Oh yeah.
So then she was like, and you're an organ donor? Like
you're dead, dude.
I was like, if I can help little Timmy live another couple years for his life, by all means, dude.
Fuck little Timmy.
Just don't take my liver, because that shit gone.
What I was talking about, though, if you were to do a sky burial, I was talking about like if you had to get like a titanium rod put into your leg or a splint or something like that. That's what I'm talking about. Like the things that are straight up not biodegradable at all.
Well, I think that would just fade into the sand. Like that would just bury itself.
No, because the whole point of the sky burial is that you do it knowing, and people would obviously stay around to make sure that, you know, the animals, specifically vultures here, because that's the whole point, is that it's vultures that come and, you know, pick apart the body or whatever. So I figure the people that were in charge of that would probably come back at least to just get whatever is left as far as like that kind of shit. You know, if you had like a metal part or whatever. I feel like that's just kind of,
I feel like
you signed up for that.
I feel like that's a question for the professionals.
Although, I still don't know how legal that is.
A sky burial?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like completely legal everywhere, but
it probably isn't.
No, I imagine it's almost the same as assisted suicide. Like it's only a suicide. It's only available in certain states and by certain countries and not everywhere.
I think that's okay for people to do them. I believe in assisted suicide.
I was talking with my coworker about it earlier this week because we were just looking around and it's cute because like you know, we have activities for the old people, and on Sundays they have an art class, art time. It's literally just them fucking painting
arts and crafts.
Like, well, arts and crafts kind of, because they do knitting and shit like that, but they also just have like a coloring book page and they just color it in with
cute,
you know, paints and shit. But we were just talking. We're just like, would you ever want to be in a place like this? I'm like, nah, I'm checking out by like the time I'm 50, maybe 60.
I'm not even checking out. I've said this multiple times, and I've said it on the pod multiple times. If I need any sort of living assistance, like take me out. Like fuck that. I don't want to spend whatever X amount of years of my life like being helped to do some shit. Like I don't want anybody helping me so I can go take a shit. Like if I can't simply get up and piss, take me out. Like fuck that.
Yeah, I think like recently, where was he? He's either Brazilian or European, but there was a older gay gentleman that was passing, and he had a celebration of life. Basically, he was gonna go, and I think his time was very short because I think he was diagnosed with something, or he was having assisted suicide or whatever. But he had a celebration of life party, and it was just a big old ball. Everybody had a bunch of fun. It looked super cool. But then I saw in the comments, and it was I think somebody said, this is true. This is what a blessing to be queer and to get old is, especially from his era, is he's very lucky. That's a dime a dozen. One of the few. That's a true blessing. Right. Yeah. One of the few ones that made it. Yeah. But with that being said, I would also, if it got to that point where I wasn't able to really do things, I think I would go with the same route. Just to also have the opportunity to be able to have that option, because I would want to have a like celebration of life, like, a final hurrah for anyone that wants to participate in it or anything like that. Yeah, because that isn't, I don't know. I'm trying to think. 20 years. I'll be 51. How bad is it going to be?
It's pretty young still.
Yeah, it's still pretty young. I feel like I'll still be able to function.
People think 50 is old. I'm like, dude, my parents are like in their 50s. Like most of our parents are in their 50s.
20 years.
My mom's 69.
My mom is also in her 60s. Yeah.
Well, that's right. I do forget you guys have older parents.
Yeah. My parents though weren't pumping them out when they were younger, like Richard's mom and dad were. My mom and dad waited till they were about my age, actually. Super late bloomers. I think they didn't really even want to, which I don't blame them. I feel like they should have held out longer, honestly. But they didn't want to really have one too much. It wasn't really in their like cards with the plans. Yeah, they went through. They were high school sweethearts. and then they traveled around in their 20s in Mexico and stuff like that, and they had a great time. They had fun. They were just doing what they were doing. Went on cruises. So
having kids in the agenda is so weird to me now. I don't know. It's like I get
it's
it.
weird.
No,
dude,
because I get
so much to do, and there's so much life for you to live, and it's
see, that's the thing. Your life doesn't stop. Like,
no, it doesn't. But I feel like it slows it down. I feel like it slows it down, and it kind of changes
in my
the
head.
trajectory.
Exactly. I feel like I've said it before. When you have a kid, your life isn't all about you anymore. Your life is about that kid, especially in the younger years, making sure that they grow up safe and not dumb. Like making sure that they grow up into a good person in society or whatever.
As I've gotten older, that never stops. That shit keeps going until they're into their early 20s at the very least. Mm-hmm. People are very, very dumb
People are
nowadays.
Stupid. People in our generation are very stupid. People in our age are very fucking dumb still.
And I just feel like the younger generation or whatever, not that they're not well off or anything. It's more of like, let's just be present a little bit more. And I think that's why I'm so like, not know it all to kids, but just not when you're younger, when you're able to actually like function as a normal person. If you want to have a drink, if you want to go here, if you want to go there, because there are some places that are pretty restrictive if you have a child, someone younger. And not to say that that's what life is, but I feel like your options are limited because of.
I don't think they're limited thing.
Child.
I think it's just more like everything is with timing. Like you have to plan everything. Like that's the biggest difference. That without a kid, you can spontaneously do random shit, right? Travel wherever you want, do whatever you want, go have dinner, go have a drink, go watch a fucking movie, sleep at whatever time you want. When you have a child, you can still do all that, but it's not a restriction. You just have to do everything planned. Like you can't just go wherever you want at whatever given time. You can't just you give up sleep in the earlier years for kids. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't see it as like your life stops. Like you're just adjusting to something new.
But that's what I'm saying also is like, because exactly what you're saying is that yes, you can, when you don't have a kid, you can do whatever the fuck you want because it's all about you. It's all, your life is all about you. Your life is all about whoever your partner is or whatever, if you want to include a partner.
Of course.
So you don't have to fucking, make sacrifices or anything because you want to do something. It's whatever you want. Once you have that kid, you have to start making those sacrifices.
I guess it's just
you have to start like prioritizing the kid over you. Realistically,
to consider somebody else besides yourself. My thing though is that, like, not to say that parents don't do any, like, should not be doing anything at all or anything like that. But I feel like with a kid, me personally, because like, I guess belief or like my views, I guess, if I'm going to be like, I feel like it's weird. It's weirdly not conservative. I don't know what the word I'm trying to think of is, but I feel like parents shouldn't be doing a lot anyways. Honestly, I feel like parents should be home as much as possible when they have a kid that is very young and can't take care of themselves, or like, I feel like once they hit like teenage years, your kid I feel like they have the informative years, and then once they hit the teenage years, then they're kind of like a little bit more of a person. Then they need to kind of start figuring shit out on their own for the most part. So that's when I feel like when your kid hits teenage years, go ahead and have some fun.
So you're saving
before that.
I kind of agree.
I feel like you should be very not very restrictive, but maybe like a trip a year, but with the kid at most. I feel like it's agree, but at the same time, I don't know.
I kind of agree, but at the same time, it's like if you don't do anything for yourselves either, like completely, I just know you're gonna grow up to resent the kid. And you'll just like it's just not healthy at all for anybody involved.
It's not a healthy mindset.
For that, that's what I would. To me, my idea for that would be just small local household. Just your hobbies are very within reach. Everything. That's what I'm saying is that I feel like when there's a kid, your whole life changes for the most part. If you're already not kind of in certain parts of it where a kid wouldn't change it as much, Like
for me, it changes drastically. It doesn't matter where you're at in life.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying though. Like, but I feel like some hobbies you could, or like some things that are gonna keep you before, like before the kid, it was just you as like a singular being, like doing things for yourself. I feel like if you have a kid, it won't hinder it as much. Maybe you can still do it. Basically, you can still do those things. It's just obviously not as much as you would like.
Moderation.
Yeah.
Right now, low key, because he was like, it doesn't matter who you are, like it changes, or whatever. I was like, what about like really famous ass people? Like, how do you think it was? Well, because I'm thinking like Kylie Jenner was the first person that came to mind. When she had a kid, she was like, what, 19, 20, something like that?
Just 21.
21, something like that. Young. Yeah. And I was like, just thinking about it, like with other people similar to us, like how much they would be kind of scared and shit because, the
financial reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, she's just there. She has the kid. And then from there, if she needs help, she has obviously her sisters and family if she really has them,
of course,
close by. But more than that, nanny, fucking doctors on call, things like this that is just like the normal person wouldn't have access to.
Yeah. But I mean, on top of that, that's also being said, like most people don't want to unless you really don't give a fuck about your kid, like, yeah, you'll have the nanny take care of the kid the whole time. Like, obviously these are people from a business standpoint, but from the looks of it, she was very into her kids. Well, she's very deep into her relationship with her kids. So I'm like, so it shows that like look, of course, with wealth, some things are more accessible and a lot easier to obtain. Especially when you have a child, you're not thinking about your meal and their meal and how you're going to get these diapers and this, that, and the third. Because obviously they're in a way better financial structure than most people. But yeah, no, I don't see it being like, I don't think famous people, it doesn't change for them as far as I guess the financial worry, some of it, it's more like your focus shifts into being something that you're not used to being. And keep in mind, for anybody who's listening who has kids, if you do have kids, this is coming from three single people who have no kids, and we're speaking on a very selfish standpoint, because everything we're saying is like, you have less time and you can't do this and you can't blah blah blah, and like you have to cut back. It's like that's a very selfish standpoint, and that's where we're coming from, because we are selfish. Like we don't have that, we don't have those restrictions, nor are we in the thought process of having that restriction. So for the people who like do have kids, like, no offense to you guys, obviously, like this isn't saying anything. Obviously Lee's very clear about him saying like, I believe and this is what I think type thing. When he made the comment of like, you should stop going out. But I think I don't know, I think, at least in my opinion, it's like it's a very counterintuitive part for that. Or it's like, I think parents, if you're a parent, it shouldn't stop you from being you still. It's just with healthy moderations of doing it. Like you can't go out every Saturday and get fucked up with your friends. You shouldn't even be going out and getting fucked up, right? Because you have other responsibilities now. And you don't want to hinder those responsibilities because you're hungover or whatever reason. But I think if you're just a well-rounded person as far as like getting a grasp of how to be an adult and a parent, when that time comes for a lot of people, it doesn't become, it's not rocket science to them. It becomes very like organic. And like I can say in the standpoint of like seeing my brother, who would drink every weekend, who would get drunk every weekend and like have fun with his wife, and becoming a stepdad and becoming a dad. Like the general concept is like, it's just, he was very well mentally rounded for these things. And like, you can tell that he's got a good grip of it. And now he still does that. Like he still enjoys his peace and his things. But like I said, it's all moderation, and it's all like, it comes with that mindset of like, you're going to do it, but just do it correctly. You can't just do it you can't be unhinged anymore.
Mm-hmm. That was my thing though. It was just, it's not so much saying like they can't do things for themselves anymore. I was just thinking of it like, of all the people that I've met who are, this is mostly for single parents, because, we live in a day and age where that happens a lot. And it's not that you can't go out and have fun, sure, every once in a while, but some of these, at least the ones that I've met, some of these single parents just end up like dismissing the kid entirely and just kind of doing their thing, going out and wilding, doing I don't know. Maybe it's because they're searching for another partner in their heads or something. And I get it. Everybody wants somebody. But you know,
burn your hand.
Yeah, like I said, your life isn't all about you anymore. That kid needs somebody too, and it's more important that you're there with them than you going out looking for dick, pussy, or whatever it is.
Yeah, I have a friend. I have a couple friends. Sorry to cut you off. I have a couple friends who like they're single moms, and like I see them travel, and they travel like nice places, but they take their kids with them, and I'm like, cool.
They're whores.
Yeah, he said you out there looking for some more dick. She didn't learn the first time. No, it's like but yeah, like I see a couple of my single friends. I see a couple of my single friends, and like they're still traveling and they're still doing their own thing, but obviously they have their kids with them. I'm like, I'm sure they could have gone to that trip 4 years earlier ago, right? But because they have kids, they have to like micromanage their money a little more. Yeah. So that makes sense. I get it.
Right. What I'm saying for the most part, also, I don't ever try to go into super detail of like my stances for the most part. Not that, they're very overly complicated or very wordy for me to explain. So if I'm ever saying anything in a general sense, I operate with that statement in the sense that you're listening to me, and I guess I should fix that because, you know, thinking about it, hindsight, any random person could watch this at any point and they're not going to know. So like, I guess I should well, it's kind of tough because the way for me to explain it from someone that is meeting me for the first time, it's very much like my statement or my stance on this is basically being like, yeah, your life, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing when you're single, when you're having a kid. That to me sounds pretty irresponsible. But that to me is thinking like, you're going out, you're doing all this crazy single shit, but there's a kid at home that you have to take care of. That's like a no brainer. Of course, your life is going to change. But for me, there's like defined examples or like exceptions and stuff like that. And people like, there's all these things that you'd have to ask you like, well, what about this? Then I can give you my stance on it, because I've thought of, there's so many varieties to the answer or the explanation. I overly complicate things. That's just how my brain works for the most part. So whenever I make a general statement, it is just because I'm not sitting here for the next 10 minutes explaining like the finalities of my stance on parents should like kind of reduce their lives for their kids. And I don't want to do that. I can't do that. I don't think I can function like that right now. Maybe older. Yes. But I don't know. I think you can do anything at any age as long as you're able-bodied enough. I think that's good. That was also my thing about like the money thing. I was like, I think having the amount of money will, because like Slee's saying like I'm not in that mindset yet or whatever the heck it is. Like I don't think you really ever are unless you have that much money, and in that case it's like I can do whatever the fuck I want, you know. Yeah, I feel like if I have the money, then it makes the endeavor of having a kid much less scary. For sure. Yeah, of course. But I think that with how I see things, I would still want to make sure that I'm capable enough mentally and emotionally to have a kid, because then like finance is like a whole fucking thing where that's all not like my main stance, but that is a big fucking reason why I'm like, it should be, watch having kids. Y'all, those are expensive little bastards. But if that's gone, then okay, cool. But now you got to worry about like completely about this emotional mental factory that you're building from the ground up. Little shit. Your little bastard could end up killing other people too. So and that might be your fault, bro. Let me find out, because you didn't hug them enough the first week that they were being informative. The second I find out my kid's a quiet kid in class, bullied. Dude, the second my kid starts playing like Billie Eilish, like goodbye music, like from their first time, I swear to God, I'm gonna bust that door. Like, what's wrong? They're gonna be like, nothing. I hear you listening to this shit all the time. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna get your dad. Fucking talk to me like that. Dad comes in. He has a point, honey. Yeah. No, but yeah, I would think that, I think for the money thing, what I was also gonna say for that one, because there was my responses, but I feel like it's like if you have a lot of money too, I feel like I don't know. I think that's individually, but I'm trying to think if I have enough money, yeah, I'm gonna hire a nanny. Why? I don't know, or a maid or something. I'd hire help for sure.
I was like, a maid is so like different from.
Completely. Because I feel like I would want help if I could financially.
Yeah,
exactly. Why not?
Of course.
Why not?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I
wouldn't mind it at all. And I think that even if Kylie was super like visually like attentive and like motherly, or just being around her kids, I think she had that opportunity because she's so fucking rich.
Yeah, of course.
I think that like for sure helps.
Yeah.
But I think she'd be lying
if we said it didn't.
If somebody were to tell me that she like spent as much time as my mom did with me as a kid, I would be completely shocked. I'm like, bitch, you are. No, actually, I guess. Yeah,
I was like, she probably can because she has all that money. Like, she doesn't have to worry about it.
That's what I was gonna say. No, I guess not. But I feel like
it'd be crazy
with a nanny at that point. I'm trying to think. Well, I guess she is that rich to just be like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do anything for about a month,
a few months.
Yeah.
And I that's what she did. She like laid off of social media and like went to just take care of her kid.
That is the difference between me as a person, or most of us as a person, and her as a person. She can afford to just be like, I'm good. She could just shut off for a full ass month and just be like,
more.
Yeah. I'm saying
just disappear.
Right. Just for the sake of the conversation.
Just in general, just the fact that you have that option, period.
Itch.
I also,
I don't know about you guys, but the idea of like, God, I can't like, it's almost like a want or like a wanderlust, like it's a what if of like, God, to have the balls or to have like that drive to be like, I'm just gonna disappear, I'm just gonna start new, bye, and then just peace out, starting like brand new, funky, fresh, and be like, oh my God, I don't know.
Low key, I've had that thought, of just wanting to move and just
somewhere.
I say it all the time.
Right? No, but you always say like, I want to like. You want to move, got that because you want a new environment. I'm saying,
I want to move. Well, the new environment also comes with like, it's just I can be whoever I want to be at that point. Like,
right. But that's what I'm saying too. I'm saying move to somewhere else, somewhere far, whatever the fuck, and completely cutting ties with everything.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, I'd cut you guys off. I'd cut off family, everybody.
It's like 100%. It's a 100% fresh start. Like. Yeah, my name is fucking weird.
Psychopathic shit.
It is. No, it's completely like, because like, especially for us as like, we come from big families. Yeah. We're like, the idea of that is so fucking weird on our friend groups. And
but imagine how good it would do us.
Exactly. I don't know if good.
I don't know.
I mean, it would be good. Like you have to remember, like you're cutting off everything, right? Like people, your habits, your lifestyle. Like the whole point of doing this is to remove yourself from the current life that you have and it exists to something new. So like all the habits and things that we already do and decide not to do, like that changes. Like that should change, because then if you continue doing everything you're already doing now, but you're just ignoring everybody, you're just kind of an asshole. Like that's just what it is. Like, because you're still gonna do the exact same thing. Like in a few weeks, you're gonna be in the exact same place, just in a different environment.
Yeah, that's true. But still, I don't know. It does seem very psychopathic of like, why? Oh yeah. It just seems like you're trying to hide something, or like you're trying to run away from the fucking memories of blah blah. I think it's some choosy corny shit like that, right? But it's not. I don't know. In my head, it's just like I want to see what it'd be like. Yeah.
The one for that is like, or like the thought has crossed my mind, and then thinking of it in a positive way, like, what if? What stops me from doing that is the fact that living in the world, period, like at this point, it's too complicated. I feel like to start fresh somewhere for the most part. Like in a imaginative world where you could just cut someone off, and for some reason it automatically just gives you a fresh start or something.
Do you believe you're too old to do that? Like you feel like in your state of your like mindset that you feel you're too old to like
I feel
pull
too
something
locked.
off like that?
Yeah, I think so. I feel too locked by my own inhibitions and like just being 31 and having gone through everything, and then I've ended up how I am. I feel like it would be almost, if I had the choice, it'd be next to impossible. But if it's for some reason I end up somewhere and I'm like lost, I don't know, middle America type shit, you know, or whatever, I'm
Just
pretty
in District
confident.
of Columbia.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. If I wanted to come back to my life, I'm pretty confident I could. But if it's for some reason I have to start fresh, I'm pretty confident that I could get at least
You can make it
bare minimum. Yeah. If I had a choice though, I don't think my brain could do it, because I'm just thinking of like, okay, so I'm going to need all this information. I'm going to need, I think it's just the information part. I think that's the worst part. Like,
I think for the most part, any one of us three would do it. Like we would be, I think we're all mentally equipped to do it. It's just a matter of ripping that band-aid of like doing it, because I think something that all three of us like tend to like fail at is we're capable of doing these things. We just choose not to, because we're too stubborn with ourselves to like understand that like this is doable. Because if you really put your mind to the word you're looking for,
I think the term, we're too comfortable.
Yes.
And we're too afraid to get out of that comfort. And I agree on some parts.
100% aware of that. I am 100% aware that
I can say I agree to a certain extent of things.
Mm-hmm.
I have a comfortable existence, and I understand that. I think my overthinking, almost stems from that. I think at this point, being an adult and living in the situation that we live in, we all live at home, we all live with family. Yeah, it's funny. I'm not super like Latino in a sense of like Latino traditions or anything like that. This year, my family was our first time celebrating Dia de los Muertos. It was the very first time. So, or maybe like seriously, it was the very first time. When I was a kid, we had done it maybe a couple times, but like, oh, look at, you know, like little kid shit wasn't really serious.
Yeah, that's pretty Mexican.
This time it was very serious. I feel like we did everything, but our like just that existence of us, how we are. It's funny because it's very Latino, and I'm like, I remember being younger, I was like, I know I'm Latino, but we don't really do, like, I don't feel Latino. I don't feel white by any means, but or any other race. It's just I don't feel connected to that culture, that existence.
Yeah,
you know.
He hasn't found his grito, dude.
But now that I've gotten older, and now it's like, you know, you're able to be even more introspective, or, you know, basically look at yourself from a third person point of view. It's funny to basically be in that existence, or that kind of like modern lifestyle of being in a Latino household for the most part. I think it's just, I'm too hyper aware of my comfortabilities, and the overthinking stems from the constant, what if something like this were to happen? What if the comfort was to be uprooted? What would you have to do to kind of get to a point? Because that's what I'm always kind of achieving for, is to, like, I'm aware of like the ups and downs, but there needs to be a good lull or a good base point where I'm like, yeah, this is comfortable. There has to be a return point back to home base, type of feeling, you know. I like to plant my feet, and I like to grow if I can. Like, if I'm gonna go on a trip, I like to be there for, like, I don't mind being there for a couple of days if it's a good trip or whatever. I like to just sink in. That's what I like. I like bean bags.
I've learned that about myself.
The water.
Just going off of the trip analogy. Sorry to cut you off, Steve. Just going off of the trip thing. I've learned that about us. Because like Lee said, he's definitely the kind that likes to at least take a day to just chill in the hotel. Yeah. Or wherever it is we're staying. Yeah. And for me, it takes me a lot longer to want to just take a chill day. For me, like, I need to do something. I'm like, I'm here. I don't want to be just like if I was in my house. Yeah. Like, I want to go out and explore or do something, because otherwise it's just, I could have just stayed home. But I get it. Obviously, like taking a rest because that is important. Because obviously
that's the point of vacationing.
Yeah, you don't want to get too fucking wiped out by whatever it is you're doing. But at the same time, I'm like, I'm just gonna do as much as I can right now.
Yeah. I also think that also stems from our trips themselves, though. Like, none of our trips that we've taken is a chill thing. Like we're going places to do things, right? Mm-hmm. So like Lee taking like some time out of his day to just chill and kind of unwind and like kind of just lay back, like that's just because it's like a mental preparation to the storm of the shit that we like usually do. Yeah. So it's like I get that, but it's also, I think it also comes from like you're on vacation, like you're on your day-to-day, we're on our day-to-day bullshit, and I get that. But I think if I need to do something like that, I wanted to be somewhere like where I don't feel like I have to be somewhere. It's the same thing. Like if I get what you're saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think for me, the reason why I like to have the day is because I feel, for me, vacations, again, I'm always in my head kind of person. So I'm like, a vacation for me is like like the last brain cell lock the door to the office, you know, like, yeah, I don't have to, like, the worry factory isn't really going as hardcore. And I feel like because I'm at home, I'm kind of just like constantly thinking about just shit in general. Mm-hmm. So I feel like going on a vacation, when we're doing stuff, it's obviously active and I'm like, you know, I'm there, I'm very present, trying to like participate in stuff like that. But I like to have the days off where I can just be doing nothing. That's because I know no one's gonna expect anything from me. I know nobody's gonna like come through the door and ask me to do something. I know nobody's gonna spring some last minute shit on me. And if they are, what do you expect from me? I'm in this space, and everybody that would do something like that knows where I'm at. I'm not at fault. Nothing bad can happen at that moment unless something actually like obviously really fucked up happens. But just in that like mental, emotional state, I'm just like, I could be so relaxed right now and just doing what I want to do and just me in that moment. And I love that feeling. That's why I like having my like moments where I could just be in the room and I could just watch like my YouTube videos and just be in the bed and just it's so
you just turn off your brain. Yeah, no, I was gonna say, just to like add on to what you're saying, I think this year is probably the first year that I noticed that we like, at least Rich and I have like really respected that. Because I know at first when we started vacationing, we're like, dude, what the fuck? We're like out here, but we used to give you shit for that, right? And I know that's what bumped a lot of the road for us, like along the way for all of us within you, is that like we were giving you so much push and we didn't understand that. And I think now that we've gotten older and like we can take a trip, it's very like, if you want to chill, go ahead and chill. Like we're not going to stop you. Like that's just like we all function differently. Like I understand, at least I can speak for myself. I understand that like I function very differently how you function, right? Like our mornings are not the same. And then, you know, like you need a second to kind of just unwind and reset. And then my brain is like, we're here, we're unwind, let's reset, let's fucking do whatever we got to do, like type thing, you know? But so I get it. And I was thinking about it from like the last trip we like took. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of proud of us. I was like, we didn't give Lee shit at all. Cause like, we always do. Like, and I always thought about it on the way back. I'm like, dude, we gave Lee so much shit for this. Like, and all our trips we have, like, we've always like just a little bit, but these last few ones, it's always been like, nah, just let him be. Like Richard and I have had the conversation. We're like, just let him be. Let's just let him do his thing. Like, it is what it is. Like, it doesn't bother us.
Yeah. I got a lot like that with a lot of people, not just Lee or anything like that. And I don't know, because a lot of the time, especially my sisters, my family, they're kind of in the same way where their impatience is what it is. And it's like, I've learned, like, as far as it comes to people, you just gotta let them do what they gotta do, or just let them be doing whatever it is that they be. If they don't want to join you for whatever the fuck you're doing or something like that because they just don't want to, or they want to do something else, oh well, okay, that's fine. Like, let them do their thing, you do your thing. I've always kind of that thing, you know,
vacationing differently.
I think that's how I see it, is that everybody like everybody's different. That's like kind of the overall thing. Basically, everybody is different, and that means everybody's vacation is going to be different. You know, even if you're doing things at the same time and you make plans to do the same thing, or you know whatever, maybe together. At some points, your vacations ideally are different. You know, you're wanting to do maybe different things, even if we're just compromising on like a choice or choosing something that's completely different than what we wanted to do. It could still be fun. I think I'm just very aware, like Richard said, of my impatience and where my personality gets when I am kind of like pushed or kind of like pulled in a different direction. And then if I feel like my decision wouldn't like kind of just, it doesn't really involve someone, it doesn't have to involve other people, then that's when I'm like, okay, you know, then it'll pile of and stuff like that. But I feel like me taking those moments to just kind of be like, I'm just gonna do me. I feel like I'm working on being more comfortable with that, because for the most part, like everybody, my message to you, I guess this episode would be set your boundaries, be comfortable with doing that. It's very important, because nobody's going to know, or I'm not nobody, but you can give somebody the cheat sheet to your icks, your personality, your nose, your do's, your green flags, your red flags. You can do that. You just gotta do it. You just got to be verbal about it. You got to be outspoken about it. Because if you don't, then you're basically just having someone figure out a puzzle, you know? So that's my thing. You know, I've always kind of been that kind of person since earlier in my 20s. It's just that I've have to work on multiple things. One of them just being like talking and being like as communicative as I am. There have been moments, and they're still here, but they're not as much, where it was when push came to shove, I just pushed just as hard back, or if not harder. So I think as I've gotten older, that's kind of been more fine tuned. I think now that I'm at the point where we all kind of have an understanding of how each of us are, now I got to be more comfortable with, if I do that, then I got to be comfortable and like 100% just willing to do that option, because FOMO hits me hard. That's my thing, where I'm like, fuck, they seem like they're doing fun stuff, and if I have phone to meet them, I gotta spend money to go there on my own, and then I'm on my own, and then so that's where I'm like, there needs to be a point where I need to figure out when I'm gonna do that, and then I need to be 100% willing and comfortable and down for that kind of option. So always working on shit, never not working on something. Self-improvement. You won't self-improve unless you're uncomfortable. So you gotta be comfortable with the uncomfortable, or expect the uncomfortable. Yeah. Because you can't be comfortable without uncomfortable.
It's true. I don't think I've ever really gotten FOMO. Trying to think of like when. And I'm like, no,
I've never had like true FOMO.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, it's been very like, man, oh well.
Okay. I was gonna say that's FOMO for me, is the man, but I don't have the oh well. I say, man, damn it.
Yeah,
like, that's me.
That's like watching. Go ahead.
It's like that. It's like it'll be for a concert. Like, fuck. Oh well.
Yeah, like my thing, like watching my little brother go to the camp vlog, right? Like he was sending me videos. He was like. He showed me a couple things. I saw his post. I was like, man, it is what it is. I was like, I just went on to do my thing. Like it was like a slight thing of like, should have gone. And I'm like, oh well, like we're past that. Like,
yeah.
But that's also like our very don't give a fuck attitude that gives us that cope.
I think I'm getting better at it, because it does suck. Like, and it my brain works different, as I said almost this entire podcast episode, but
the end of the last one too.
In the last one, it's just being more self-aware, guys. We're heading into a new year, and a lot of changes happening. So
new year, bro, start reflecting and then getting ready for whatever happens.
Yeah. It's just oh god, I like lost it. Fuck.
Your brain's different. You're getting better.
The FOMO thing, yes. I need to be more realistic because like I have friends in a bunch of different places and they'll post that they're going somewhere, and me going there, I'm always like, I'm realistic to the sense of like, it would have been fun to go there, but bitch, you could not afford to go there. You cannot afford to do that. Shut up. I'm like, oh, you know what? Good point. That's my way of kind of not being whatever about it, but being realistic about it. That's what I do. Cause it's like, oh, it would have been nice, but let's be real, bitch. Insert the let's be real here, you know, like a mixture of anything. It could literally be anything. And that's usually what gets me now that I'm older. There are moments, of course, where I'm like, man,
that's a little different from our thing. Cause I think yours is like your man is you being like in a dream world. Like I could have been there, been doing this thing, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And then the, oh, well, like for you would be like, hey, look, it's just not how it is. Like, oh, I'll just, you know, whatever. Go back to you doing you. For us, it's like that. Man, I could have been there. I really could have. But the OL's like, but I just didn't decide to, and that's okay.
Yeah. It's like it's like accepting the fact. It's like accepting the fact that like you're not there because you didn't want you really didn't want to be there, and it's like, oh well, like now you see it and you're like, see, if I would have gone, I would have been there. But now it's like, yeah, but I chose not to. So it's like, whatever.
Like, oh well, I made that that choice. It is what it is.
But like Valorant, it is.
Yeah.
And then that ruins the mental.
Self-inflicted wounds. They come in all shapes and sizes. Some of them come from physical. Some of them are
free to play games.
And some of them are free to play games on your PC that you play with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be it for the episode, you guys. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for listening. Now we're entering the final portion of the episode where we give our final recommendations and final regards. Everybody's favorite part. We know it's yours because it's ours. Richard, you go first.
Okay. By the time this comes out, my new single's out. So, go check it out on Spotify. It's called Delusion. Yeah, it's exactly what I knew somebody would say. And anyway, go ahead and listen to it. Hopefully you like it. And then a shout out to an artist. Well, I've mentioned them a couple times on this podcast. They're called 1st of October. It's that band that only exists on the 1st of October. They got in the studio and they recorded an album within 10 hours or whatever it is. This is their 6th album. It's called Round 6 and it's video game themed. It's really fucking cool. This one is probably like my favorite album that they've done so far. What's it called? The self-titled track is called Round 6. That one sounds like something out of like Earthworm Jim, I think it's called. It's just some funky shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So funny.
They have another one that's called Let's Fight. It literally just sounds like a fighter game, and they have the thing that's like select your character and shit like that. But they also, this is the thing about this band is that they do stupid, dumb little shits like songs, but they have some heartfelt ass ones in there too. One's called Infinite Lives, and it's just this bass choir sounding thing, and it's just the lyrics are basically like in my infinite lives, if I did have infinite lives, I would still want you in every single one. And it's like, that is so fucking heartfelt, and the song is so pretty. The
bar is set high for my boyfriend who will be a gamer. That line doesn't come out of his mouth at some point. The disappointment.
Right.
The disappointment.
And then
that's so cute, dude.
And then the last one, I just want to say quick. It's called It's Time to Move On. Same band. It's Time to Move On, because that one is literally just saying like, yeah, change what you can, but you just got to keep moving on. And that one was specifically by Rob Scallon, the guitar, well, one of the guitar players. He last year he had suffered from bipolar disorder, where he got like super into a depression type of thing, where he was seriously thinking about taking his own life. But luckily, like thanks to his wife, but also like his bandmate and everybody else in his life, they kept him going, and now he's in a lot better place, and it's basically just kind of reflecting that. So again, like I said, very heartfelt ass songs in here, but also some dumb little numbers. So go have a listen to it. They're seriously one of my favorite groups of all time. So that's the recommendation. Final remarks. Self-reflect, have a good time, and yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Punchy. All right. Steve, your turn.
I only have one song. It's called See Through by Amelia Moore. That's M-O.
Through.
Yeah,
Amelie Moore.
Amelia Moore. Yeah, it's Moore.
I like that part.
She has the song starts very like slow, and then after like 57 seconds it like bumps.
Nice.
Like it's not something you didn't expect the song to go to. That's the only song I got.
Cool.
Yeah, I just been listening to
Very
this.
cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little switch up. That's nice. It's got a little bit of both. And then final regards. Shit. Take that trip. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck them kids. No, I'm just kidding.
You're right. Leave them at home. They can play with sticks and mud.
Yep.
Don't do that. No, for real. Final regards. Shit. What do I really have? Nothing. I guess I would just piggyback from what you said. Just, self-reflect, and then learn to respect your friends' boundaries, because they make a difference, and it shows that you actually care about your friends as much as you say you do.
Yeah. Don't be so codependent.
Yeah. And it's okay to miss out on shit.
Yeah.
It's alright. Like, there'll be more. Next time just be more like, if you want to go somewhere, do something, just be more prepared.
Unless it's like a concert or something.
Then you'll probably never see that band again.
And then they break up, and it's like, oh, you could have been there. Well, that's on you, dude.
That's on you.
Honestly, if you wanted to, you would have.
Yeah.
So
what's that one saying people say? If he could, he would.
Yeah.
Yep.
If they could, they would.
Yeah.
Yep. So stop double texting.
So stop waiting on that text. Yeah.
Also, yeah.
Does that feel pointed, bitch? Does the call feel like it's coming from inside the house? Because it is. We're in your head.
777. I don't know. Angel number. Just freak him out a little more.
333. Nice. All right. Sick with it.
666.
Yeah.
There we go. Angel numbers. Tight. All right. For me, I have no music. I ain't got nothing. That's what they've recommended. Pretty good music. I like them. Good songs. For television, bunch of anime. The anime season's pretty good. Digging it. Having a good time. Yakuza Fiance. That one I recommend out of the ones that I'm watching right now. Super good. Dan. Super good too. Everybody
say it like that.
Everybody, because I'm trying to decide whether or not I wanted to say it.
I like it. It's very fan service.
No, it's really good, but it's just so
a dumbass name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's very fan service for sure. Like they're really. It so is. But
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, I feel like one character's pretty fan servicey, but
they both
other
are.
than that, I'm like. I think I was so hesitant to say it because I feel like everybody and their mama's watching it for the most part that would be into anime. So
especially right now that it just blew up a little more.
If you want to watch the new Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, My Hero Academia, or whatever the fuck flavor of the season is, check out Dan. It is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just very much like I hate myself for landing on that hype train and just enjoying it. So
when you first said it,
yeah, just the second time he said Dan to Dan, and the first time Don like the thong song, dude.
Yeah. Dong. I wasn't gonna say anything, but it fucking like chewed on my tongue yesterday when I was eating. Ouch. So I'm like, yeah, I just straight up just got a good bite on it. I was like, it hurts.
Isn't that crazy?
Taco de lengua?
They're like, low-key, you could bite your own finger off if you wanted to, but your brain won't let you.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because it
brain
knows
shit, you guys.
Unless you do crack.
They say, hey, chill out, you fucking...
don't know.
Chill, you fucking psycho. So there's that one. Started watching the new Dune show. It is good. It is
don't say nothing about it. I want to watch it.
It is good. It is weird. Check it out. And also watch the movie The Substance. If you guys haven't seen it yet, that movie is good. It is a mind fuck.
Substance? It's like narcotic?
Don't watch the trailers. Don't read reviews. Just go in raw and experience it. Trust me, trust us.
What?
For that, from the people that have seen it. That is the way to watch it for sure.
I'm allergic.
If you're about to read a synopsis because you're about to click on it, look away. Don't do it. Just do yourself a favor. It's a good watch. It's really cool. And I think that's it for recommendations. I don't think I have anything else. No.
Okay.
Cool. Final regards. Don't be afraid to set your boundaries. It is very important. You are living your life and you shouldn't have to be putting yourself in situations you don't even want to be a part of in the first place. So go ahead and set those boundaries. You'll be doing yourself a favor. And for all you know, you might be doing the people around you a little bit of a favor too. Because let's face it, you're not you when you're hungry. You're not you when you're upsetty spaghetti. So do yourself and everybody else a favor and set those boundaries. Your mental will thank you later for sure. Trust me.
Stop being a little bitch.
Oh, and then we're heading into the holiday season, so get those Christmas lists out, save those screenshots, drop those hints to your friends, loved ones, and partners, and maybe let them know about us because you guys are obviously going to be sharing this episode. So
that's on our Christmas list
that you guys share and comment and like these podcast episodes because we do appreciate the support. They love you guys. I tolerate you guys, and hopefully you guys tune in again in the future.
I was like, who's they?
Okay. Us. Me, you.
I know.
Somebody's got to love them, and it's not me.
Imagine how loving your audience, bro. That's crazy. And he's your favorite? That's crazy. Bye.
That's true.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we will not be.
Happy Black Friday shopping. Be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cyber Monday for us nerds.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Chew.